In this video, we're going to learn how to dimension. All right, so get into your set template and save it as dim tutorial for dimension tutorial. So save as. All right, so let's double check some of our settings. So let's make sure that our text style is correct, Arial, and 3 millimeters high. Double check that the text is annotative, and if everything is okay, just cancel out. If it's not, change it and apply. And let's check our limits. So make sure that it's 297 and 210. Everything looks good there. Okay, so we're going to draw the figure that's in the book without dimensions. So I'm just going to draw the figure and we're going to dimension it together. All right, so let's go ahead. So first, let me get my snap settings correct. Let's see, I'll clear all and set just endpoint and intersection. I think that's all I need. And I'm going to draw in my visible layer. I'm going to go 40 in that direction. And if you don't have your polar ang on, let's get out of this. Polar ang, let's set that to 30. So if you don't have that to 30, go ahead and set that. And have your polar tracking on. So I'm going to go back to align, snap that to the endpoint. And on my 30-degree line, you can make your 30-degree angle. I don't know how long it is, so I'll just take it out. And I'll start over on the other end. So I'll go up 30, over 5, up 10, and I'm going over the entire distance, which is 50. And then just down. And I'll trim off what I don't need. That and that. And I'll do a fillet to create that radius. So the fillet is 20. And of course, this is not the only way you can draw this object. I'm just doing it to what comes to mind. And I'm going to do a chamfer. So that's underneath the fillet. So I'm going to do a chamfer distance 2 by 2. And chamfer kind of works just the way a fillet does. Select those 2 lines. And then I will do a circle that will snap to the center and make that a radius of 10. And so that's the basic shape of the object. And now I will get into my center layer and put a center mark here. And because the radius shares the same center as the circle, I'm going to extend a line from this out by 10. That just shows the reader of your drawing that they share the same center point. All right, so we have the object, And we are ready to dimension it. So I want to get it zoomed enough, but not too much, so that we can see our dimensions. All right, so we want to get into our dimension layer because that's where all our dimensions will be. And we're going to select the Annotate tab. So in the Annotate tab, there's this dimension panel, which allows you to place any kind of dimension that you need. In the Home tab, there's a little dimension as well, but in the Annotate tab, there's a whole lot more. So you can, if you just have quick dimensions to make, you can do that in the Home tab, but here you have a lot more options. All right, so let's go ahead and just use the plain dimension, or see this dimension. The difference between this dimension and this pull down menu is that this one, the one that just says dimension, AutoCAD guesses what kind of dimension that you want, and the dimensions in the pull down, you specify what dimension you want. So let's go ahead and make a linear dimension, and we're going to select 0.1 in the book. So if you're looking at the book, 0.1, this is 0.1 here, and 0.2. And it's going to place a linear dimension. So we're just going to pull it out and click where we want to place it. We're going to add the other linear dimensions in a similar manner. So let's add the next one. So when we're going to dimension to the center of a circle, we're not going to select the center of the circle. We're going to select the end of the center line. So we'll do that. Another linear dimension. We'll select that. So you can notice that AutoCAD is automatically placing a gap between the object and the dimension or the extension line. And that's good, right? We want a separation between the dimension and the extension line. So we'll place some more. And if you know anything about drafting standards, don't freak out. I know that what we're doing here is not completely correct as far as the way the dimensions are looking, and we're going to fix that, so don't worry. Oh, I don't want to do that. We already did that one. I want to go from here to the angle. All right, so what do I mean by the dimensions aren't completely right? Well, in the ASME style, all the text should be horizontal. It should be able to be read if a person is looking at the drawing from, like from one direction. So all the text needs to be horizontal, and this, obviously, the text is not. And also the text should be in between the dimension line, so it shouldn't be on the top of the dimension line. So those are a couple of things that we need to fix. And we can do that. We can tell AutoCAD, no, this is not the style of dimensions that we want. We want a different style, and we can specify what that is. All right, so before we do that, we're going to space our dimensions evenly. So one thing that makes a drawing easier to read is if everything is uniform and evenly spaced. And AutoCAD allows us to do that quite easily. And we're going to use this command right here, adjust space. So we're going to click on that. And we're going to select this 5mm dimension as our base or as our first dimension, and then we're going to select the 35 and the 55, and then we're going to hit enter and hit A for auto. We're going to see what it does. So you notice that the auto space in AutoCAD puts them a little too close. So let's do that again. So we're going to do the 5, 35, and 55 and hit enter. And instead of auto, let's enter a value of 8 millimeters. So that looks better, right? So now all the dimensions are spaced equally by 8 millimeters. So let's do the same for the vertical dimensions. And there we go. So it's really easy to space your dimensions equally. All right, so in the next video, we will put the diameter, the radius, the angle dimension, chamfer, all the rest of the dimensions, and make our dimension style more correct.